If there's one thing Apple is really good at, it's playing it safe. And that's exactly why the iPhone feels the same from year to year, when in reality it's not. People just like to complain and think nothing changes, when in reality a lot of stuff does change year to year. But on the surface, a lot of stuff feels the same because it works. Apple has found a formula with the iPhone that just works beautifully. Then we've got things like the MacBook. MacBook doesn't change dramatically. I mean, for example, we're still waiting on a tandem OLED MacBook Pro, when the iPad Pro has had that for a couple years now. Beautiful display, absolutely stunning display. I'm still waiting for that on the MacBook Pro, and I'm telling you, when we get that eventually, that is my decision to actually upgrade from my current 2021 M1 Pro MacBook Pro. However, with all that said, occasionally Apple will surprise us and come out with things feeling radically new, like the MacBook Neo. On paper, yeah, it's a stripped down MacBook, but it's a MacBook at $599. And to me and to millions of other people, that's a huge deal. I mean, it's just the fact that Apple is exploring that market is significant. And then we have more radical products like the Apple Vision Pro, which is arguably potentially their most innovative product in a long time. But the thing is, the vast majority of people just don't care about it because it's $3,500. So yeah, it's a very innovative product. It's just not very obtainable by a lot of people, unfortunately, including myself. I just don't have that kind of money to drop on something I'm not going to use that often. I want one for movies, and that's pretty much it. And maybe I'll get a used one at some point. Hold on, first of all, guys, how are you? I'm sorry. My name is David Franco, and welcome to another mini vlog. I'm very passionate about Apple, if you can't tell. I just love them. I just love the brand that they represent and the products that they put out. But as I made clear, sometimes their products are boring. But then we get things like the Vision Pro now and then. And a while back, we got something called the MacBook Pro with Touch Bar. Not Apple's finest product, but in my opinion, it was an innovative take on their laptops. Didn't really take off. And this is coming from me, like I'm a glass half full kind of guy. I'm very optimistic. I like to look at things positively. For example, the 2017 MacBook, that I talked about in yesterday's video, or 2 days ago, whatever. A lot of people hated the butterfly keyboard. I loved it. I loved it. I think it feels amazing. It's very tactile, it's very flat, and it's very responsive. But then again, not going woody wood. It hasn't failed me yet. So maybe it will fail me at some point, and then I'll hate it as much as others, seem to hate it. But for the time being, I still believe it to be a beautiful computer inside and out. Well, specs-wise, it's okay. But design-wise, it's beautiful. Anyway, getting to the point of today's video, I feel like I say that every day. I'm just a rambler. That's who I am. We are going to talk about what I just mentioned a moment ago. The MacBook Pro with Touch Bar. Let's do a live spinner on here, a live pan down, and there she is. I finally got her booted. Took a little while to get that battery going, but I got it working. And by that, I mean, I checked my Safari history, right? It said the last time I used this computer, at least in Safari, was February 22nd, 2024. So it's been over 2 years since this computer has been booted, up until today, of course. So I figured in today's mini vlog, we are going to look at this MacBook Pro with Touch Bar and talk about why I still believe it to be a great product on paper. Like it sounds like a great product, but in reality, it just wasn't that useful in regards to the Touch Bar. So come here. As always, let's get up close and personal. Up close, I don't know what I just said. So here is the MacBook Pro. Design-wise, it's beautiful. Like it looks like your typical MacBook Pro, and as usual, you can lift the lid without the entire notebook lifting up, which is huge. That right there is an engineering achievement, if you will. Display. This thing blows away the Retina display that I showed in my previous video on the 2017 MacBook. Like this display is just beautiful. Check out the brightness. Let's max out that brightness. So even then, adjusting the brightness is a little weird, but we'll talk about the Touch Bar in a moment. But yeah, focusing on the actual display. Look at this thing. It's just beautiful. It's so bright. And if we go into about this Mac, we can get a preview of what we're working with here. So let me just turn this down a little bit. So this is a 13-inch 2017 Ford Thunderbolt 3 MacBook Pro, 3.1 gigahertz dual core Intel Core i5. So not the fastest chip, but not the slowest either. Intel Iris Plus graphics. So yeah, unfortunately we have integrated graphics. Not the best decision in my opinion, especially when you're driving a separate display. I wish this had a dedicated GPU, but it is what it is. Obviously I can't make that call. But anyway, it's Intel Iris Plus, graphics 650, 1536 megs of VRAM, and 8 gigabytes of system memory. And we are running macOS Ventura 13.6.1. So not the oldest computer I own, but not obviously the newest either. But anyway, focusing on this feels like your typical MacBook Pro, but there is one huge thing missing, and it's perhaps my biggest annoyance, and perhaps your biggest annoyance if you ever use this exact notebook. It's the lack of an actual function row, a physical function row at that. So check it out. If I press, what is it? Escape. I forget how to get the function row showing, but you can go into system settings. Now I haven't done this in a while, so I'm not going to be at the best at finding this. Okay, here we go. So if you go under keyboard and tap or click customize touch bar, here we go. So touch bar shows app controls, expanded control strip, function keys, quick actions, or spaces. So function keys. So if you want this to be a more traditional computer, you can see it change in real time, which is really cool. So you do have the escape key, and I understand, I believe the newer MacBook Pro touch bar has a physical escape key, which is a big deal because I actually use the escape key all the time. Like I use it every single day in my workflow. So to not have a physical escape key definitely sucked, I'm not gonna lie. But it is here. Like you can press escape and just use it as intended. So let's just quit this for now. And as you can see, the function row still stays up there. And you can hold function to get your actual controls up here. So if you want to increase the brightness, you can, and decrease. But me personally, I like how it was before. So let me see. Let's go back down to keyboard. It's a little slow. Man, look at that. This thing takes its time. Touch bar settings. And I'm going to put it on app controls because I just think that's more interesting, because this touch bar will actually adapt to whatever software I'm using. So if it's Safari, I believe it shows your bookmarks, or notes, you might get, like little shortcuts. Or if you're typing, it actually does auto correct and auto suggestions, I guess I could say. So for example, if we go into notes here, let's open up a new note. This is going to take a little while to load. Wow, this is interesting. So the last note I had on here was November 2nd, 2023. Is buying refurbished Apple products really worth it? Spoiler alerts, it is worth it. It is worth it. Okay, so we're going to create a new note here, and we're just going to start typing oh, for some reason it went there. Let's try that again. Command N. And now look, we're getting actual suggestions over here. So I can tap only. Reason I have this one is that the same thing you need to do. Period. So as you can see, like, it's really not that realistically useful, in my opinion, with Apple Notes. It's just not. But you can quickly access a lot of features. And I'm sorry, I know this isn't the best angle. Honestly, guys, there's only so much I can do here. But there you go. There's a better view of the touch bar. So let's open up Safari. And check this out. So the second I press Command L, which takes me to my address bar, my actual bookmarks show up on the touch bar. Look at that. That's actually really cool. So we've got YouTube, Google, Kick, back when I streamed on Kick. I don't know what this is, so let's click it and find out, or tap it and find out. Stream charts, interesting. So Command L again to go to the address bar. Guys, I'm trying my best here. This is not This is not a professional video. Threads, X, TikTok, and if I want to get Instagram, I simply tap Instagram. So, as you can probably tell, it's really not that useful. Honestly, that's the main theme of this video. It's just not a very useful thing. However, as a graphic designer, you know what? Never mind. I was going to open up Photoshop. I can't do that because I think my license only allows Photoshop running on 2 computers, or maybe even just 1. And I currently have it on my MacBook Pro, obviously, and maybe another computer. I forget. But you know what? Let's just try to open it and see if the touch bar actually changes. You know what? Let's just, of course, quit that. Quit notes. One thing I really liked, one thing I especially enjoyed about the touch bar is, check it out. I can actually open up a video, right? And this is a VHS transfer, keep in mind, so the quality's not gonna be the best. But if you look right here, this is transfer. Here we go. We're playing over there. Let me turn it down. And the speakers actually go really, really loud. So, if you look here, I am getting a live, well, it's gone now because I stopped touching things, but check it out. There's like a live timeline, so I can scrub. And if you look closely, the frame of the video is showing on the touch bar itself. Like, that is really cool. Guys, as a video editor, that was especially useful. Like, it was really cool just doing this really fast. And honestly, this is especially useful for video editing, music production. So, I mean, what you're seeing right now for video, you can do the same exact thing, you know, for music, obviously, and anything that requires scrubbing. So you can basically scrub your media. Look at this. And it feels really cool. Like, I gotta say, it feels really cool. And of course, you can play right here. And I think this exits full screen. Yeah, look at that. That is so cool. And of course, that's going to adapt in real time as to what I'm looking at the moment. So this will change the file view of my desktop. This will snap to grid, organized by name, organized by kind. And I will say, I actually use that all the time on my 2021 MacBook Pro, where I want to change the file view, you know, sorted from name to kind or date created, date modified. So guys, to have that at a finger's tap is actually really cool. However, does it make buying the MacBook Pro touch bar worth it? Probably not, but keep in mind, guys, I got this used on eBay, guys. I did not buy this brand new. I cannot suggest buying this brand new because I just didn't get enough functionality out of it. However, speaking from a used marketplace perspective, I think it's worth it for Apple fans such as myself because it really is cool owning a piece of technology, especially from a company who typically rolls out, you know, successful product after successful product after successful product. So to own one of their failures, I don't know if I can call this a failure, I just didn't adapt. Honestly, guys, that's like calling the Vision Pro a failure. I don't consider the Vision Pro a failure. It's just not a device for everybody. And I look at the MacBook Pro with Touch Bar in the same eye. Like, I don't think this is meant for everybody. It is useful, as I showed with video editing and maybe photo editing and maybe some shortcuts here and there with file views and notes. But realistically speaking, I just think it's better to stick to a physical function row. Guys, I gotta admit, I really like the touch bar. It's such cool technology because, again, I'm just so used to Apple playing it safe with notebook to notebook, iPhone to iPhone, you know? To have everything in one package, like a beautiful Retina display, this huge Force Touch trackpad, good speakers, decent enough CPU. I mean, yes, this thing could potentially get me by today if I needed it to. I don't prefer it to, but I mean, if I needed to use this every day for whatever reason, like my MacBook Pro breaks or whatever, then yeah, I could probably get by for like a week or two on this thing. But it just sucks because there's so much cool technology and innovation in this product, but we're never going to see something like this again, unfortunately. I don't, you know what? I don't know. With John Turnip taking over in the fall, maybe, just maybe, we could see some more innovative products like this. I mean, Apple is so big to the point where if they lose millions of dollars on a product, it's not going to affect them. It's not going to affect them. Guys, millions to them is like $1 to me. You know, it just, who cares if you lose money? I just want Apple to take risks with products like this again. So please bring back the MacBook Pro with Touch Bar. but in a way that actually makes it useful for professionals such as myself. I can quote professional because I make money with my work. If you're making money with your work, you are considered a professional. Anyway, we're not going to go into that rabbit hole. But yeah, the MacBook Pro, guys, I love it. This has been another mini vlog where I just love the ramble, and honestly, this is filler content because I'm just waiting until tomorrow. Tomorrow, my beautiful 27-inch 4K Dell display arrives. 120 hertz. Unfortunately, I'm not going to get to take advantage of the 120 hertz refresh rate with the iPad Pro because it just doesn't support it, unfortunately. My iPad Pro doesn't support it, but my MacBook Pro does. Not this one. It might, I don't know. But my 2021 M1 Pro MacBook Pro supports it. So I am definitely excited for that 4K monitor. And I have a proper iPad Pro magnetic stand arriving tomorrow as well. So those are my next videos. Stay tuned, guys. I am just getting started. I still have a lot to talk about. Oh, and real quick, I just want to apologize. I realized that was horrible video of the touch bar. I can't do much about that. You know, I'm not going to shoot B-roll. This is a mini vlog. I'm not taking it too seriously. I'm just having fun reminiscing about Apple hardware. So hey, guys, if anything, I am so honored to have this in my house. Do I use it? No, but if I ever want to use it, I can just do what I did today. Plug it in, boot it up, and just have some fun with the touch bar because I really do think it's cool technology. It's just, unfortunately, not that useful. Thank you so much for watching. What are your thoughts on the MacBook Pro touch bar? And I'll talk to you later. Peace.